Hey there! Today I'm going to show you how to create animation in Corona SDK using TexturePacker. TexturePacker is a really useful program for creating compact sprite sheets with small file sizes. So let's get going. Alright, as you can see here, I have a few art assets from my game Zombie Rush Infinite. I have the normal walk 1 through 8, it's an 8-frame animation, and I have the normal death 2-frame animation. When you use TexturePacker, you could actually use Photoshop files or Flash animation files, but the way I prefer to do it is using individual image files that are named, 1 through 8, normal walk 1 through 8, or normal death 1 through 2. Alright, so let's open TexturePacker. Alright, and I haven't updated TexturePacker in a while, so I'm not sure if the interface has changed at all, but I'm sure even if it has, it's not that drastically different. Alright, so what you want to do is select your art assets and drag them over to the sprite area. And you'll get kind of a funky looking little sprite sheet like this. So what you want to do now is go to Data Format, drag down to Corona SDK Image Sheet, select it, and it gives you a nice little compact sprite sheet. Alright. And then, so I'm going to show you how to do dynamic image sheets. So what we're going to do is go to Auto SD, and you want to go to Corona at 2x, which is what we're going to be using today. And just press Apply, and you'll see the variant name is at 2x now. And so you can press Close. And so now what you want to do is go to your Corona SDK Lua file here. Open the folder, and you can name it. So I'm going to name it normal zombie, and then bracket V, which will be the at 2x. Alright, so we could save that, and you'll see it also fills out your texture file, which is your actual sprite sheet. And now we'll go to Publish, and it spits out our two sprite sheets and our 2 Lua files that we could use in our program. Alright, so let's close this now. Now we're done with TexturePacker. And we're going to want to we don't actually need this normal zombie at 2x file, so you could go ahead and delete the 2x file. Alright. And I actually created my Corona project ahead of time. But basically all you have to do to create a Corona project is, go to the simulator, press new project, name it. I name mine animation tutorial, and then just save it. And let's check it out. Alright. So the first thing you're going to want to do with your Lua project is go to your config file. So open it up. And I've already changed this, but you can see here that I put in this kind of like weird looking config file setup. But what this is there was a really great tutorial online for modernizing your config file so that it works for all devices. So basically this is just that setup so that it works for every single device. And you'll see here we have the image suffix, the at 2x, so that we have dynamic image selection for our games. Alright, so we could close that, and here's our main.lua file. So what I'm going to do first is actually create, inside of our animation tutorial folder, create a new folder called images, and I'm going to add our 2 sprite sheets into that folder. Let's grab them, and into images. So now they're just inside the images folder. And then I'm going to take my normal zombie Lua file and I'm going to move it into the animation tutorial folder. Alright. So let's open the normal zombie.lua file. Let's take a look at it. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to add our sequence data, which is basically just the different animations you want your your character to do. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to put in here sheet info, dot sequence data equals, and so now we're just going to add in our different sequences of what we want our zombie to do. So our first animation will be our walk animation. So name equals walk, and you can see it starts at frame 3. So we'll start at frame 3, and the count is 8 frames. And then you could choose a time for how fast you want the animation to go. So right now I'm just going to say, 1 second. Like, it seems pretty reasonable. Alright, and now let's add another animation for our death animation. So name equals death. Oops, my bad. The start is frame 1. The count is 2. And we'll just say like 300 milliseconds. Okay, and then close that. And then also down here, we're going to have to add a function, sheet info. We're going to call it get sequence data. And basically this is just a function that, our main file could access to get the sequence data for our animations that we just set up. So walking and, death. Alright, so return okay. Alright, and then that's all you really need to do to this file. And, if you have more animations in the future and you make a different kind of file, like, basically you just need to, add different sequence data. And, I mean, you could add different animations if you wanted right now, like different orders of data. If you just refer to the Corona animation documentation, they have, like, all the other different kinds of things you could do with this. Alright, and just the file itself, if you look at all of these other things that are kind of confused, it's like you don't really have to worry about it. This is just kind of like the positioning of where your sprites are. And so you can see like normal death 1 is here, normal death 2 is here. But that's not anything you'll have to worry about. That's stuff that, when you access this sprite sheet, the game itself will access that data. Alright, so let's save. And now let's go to our main.lua. And first off, let's start, just get rid of the status bar. Display. And that just gets rid of the status bar because, you don't want that in your game. You kind of check it out here too. So if we open up our project, oh, sorry. There we go. You can see the status bar is hidden. Alright. And now we're going to, I'm just going to put some variables that'll help with positioning. Our animated object, so the width of the screen is, or the device we're using at the time, is displayed at content width, the height of the device, and then now we're going to create our object sheet. Equals require, and so we're just requiring our Lua file for normal zombie. Alright, and now we will create the sprite sheet, graphics dot new image sheet. And remember, we put it in our images folder. So images / normal zombie .png. And then you want to put the sheet data for that sprite sheet. So it'll be object sheet and then get sheet. Alright. And then that's the only 2 steps you really need to do to add in the sprite sheet or the sprite object or the PNG, and it's sprite sheet data. Alright, so now let's actually create a zombie and animate him. So let's do local new zombie equals display dot new sprite So that's just your display sheet, or your sprite sheet itself. And then you add in your sequence data, which is the walking and death that we did earlier. Alright, and let's do new zombie.x equals mat, or say w divided by 2, zombie.y. So now our new zombie is basically just in the middle of the screen. Alright, and save, and if you take a look, there he is, and he's not moving. So now we're going to make him move. Exciting! So new zombie, and basically you want to set the sequence that you want the zombie to play in. So I'm going to set the sequence to walk. Walk. And then you could say, and then to start the sequence, you say new zombie play. And when you save, there you go. That's how easy animation is with TexturePacker, and a little bit of work, but it's not too bad. And just about like 5 or 6 lines, you could have an animated object. And so if you change the name, if you put death and save, you can see it changes to our death sequence. And okay, so about like you probably don't want him to keep dying over and over like that. So what you could do is go back to your normal zombie sheet and actually go to the death sequence and add in loop count equals 1. So now it's only going to loop 1 time. So when we reload, there you go. You can see he only dies 1 time now, which is, I mean, I guess he's already dead, but you only want him to die 1 more time. So yeah. Alright, so that's done. And let's actually go back to main now. And if you want to have a little bit of fun and create like tons of zombies, you could do like a quick function or something. I'm going to change this back to walk. And let's add the math.random seed to seed our math.random function. Okay. And now we could just put, random position. Alright, and that's our function. And now we create a new timer. We'll call it release timer. timer.perform with delay. So this is basically a timer that's gonna, it's gonna go off and call the function every 400 milliseconds. And we'll put our function create zombie and save, and we'll open this up, and there you go. Oh, wait. Sorry. You have to put 0 to make sure that it goes infinite times. Now save. Good job by me, and there you go. Now you have a ton of zombies that are walking. So yeah, that's you could do like a lot of fun stuff with this, and it's just kind of like the basic start of learning how to use animation. But TexturePacker makes it really easy. So yeah, that's about it. And you'll see if you view in different devices, like the regular iPhone, it's a lower resolution, but I mean it's kind of hard to tell with pixel animation. But yeah, it'll choose the lower animation in that case, or the lower resolution image. And for like iPhone 5, it takes the higher resolution image. Alright, so that's the end of my tutorial. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, post them in the comments below. If you just wanted to tell me the tutorial sucks, post it in the comments below. Yeah, just post whatever you want. And if you have some time, check out my games. And yeah, hopefully I can make a few more of these tutorials if they catch on. Alright, thank you.